I want to clear something up before I start reviewing Halloween 2. Now, if you've noticed, some of my videos have a year after the name of the film. So say there's an Evil Dead film that says Evil Dead and then in brackets 2013. That's because there's more than one film with the same name. So I'm just clearing it up now so people don't think that they're watching the new one or the old one and it's not the one they expect it to be. I just thought I'd make that clear now. So yeah, Halloween 2, the muchly hated Halloween 2. If you've not seen it, it's not as impressive as the first one. It's the follow-up to 2007's Halloween. Halloween, I believe, has the record for the highest-grossing box office film during a holiday season in America, but I'm not sure on that one. I believe that's correct. Once again, Michael Myers is back, Laurie Strode is back, Malcolm McDowell is back as Samuel Loomis. Not as big a role in this film as the previous film. It's quite unusual, this one is. It starts with Laurie Strode dreaming she's in a hospital with several injuries all over her and Michael Myers has come to kill her. I can't remember what his name is, but in Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, the cop with gigantic hair, he's also in this, but I can't remember his name. Basically, what has happened to Samuel Loomis in this film is that he's become an egotistical maniac who cares nothing about apart from feeding his own ego and becoming a superstar because of Michael Myers. That's why you don't see him much. Ending's very unusual because it actually implies that Michael Myers dies, which could explain why there was no sequel. There was meant to be a sequel to it, and it was meant to be Halloween 3D, but Rob Zombie was never connected to it, and it never got made. It was meant to be out in 2011 or 12, I think, for Halloween time, of course, but it never got made. As to whether it's still in production or not, I don't know, but there you go. Once again, I'm not overly impressed with this film compared to some of the other slasher horror films that I've seen. It's still quite a good film, but it's not as good as it should be. It's still Michael Myers just hunting down Laurie Strode to try and kill her, which she does die in the end, I believe. I think she gets shot down by police. Unless that's the alternative ending, in which I've ruined the alternative ending and told you that, and I can't remember the original one. But it's a very unusual ending, very unusual film. Not as strong as the previous one. It feels a bit stupid, especially the part where you end up with Sherry Moon Zombie and on the ghost of her on a white horse. Another thing that irritates me with this one, I know that I think it was 2 years after the original film was made. 2 years after the original. I know the kid who played Michael Myers in the first one would have grown up a bit, but it's a completely different looking kid and it feels completely different. It's like when the Oracle changes in Matrix 2 or 3, it's completely obvious, or when Dumbledore changes in between Harry Potter 2 and 3. It's so obvious. But they play along as though it's the same character, which is kind of silly. Not as convincing as the first one, not as terrifying. It's getting a 3 out of 10 from me. It needed to be improved. I don't understand why people say this is the worst one, though. If you have seen the later films from the original Halloween set, they're absolute shit. They're worse than this. I have seen them. I think I've seen 5, 6, 7, and 8, and they're awful. Unless it was there 8? I can't remember which ones I've seen. I've definitely seen the end few of the last series, and they were awful. This film could have been better. It could have taken inspiration from the first one, but it didn't. 3 out of 10. It needs a hell of a lot of improving, and it's going to be difficult to bring Michael Myers back after this.